Good morning, children. We will continue with the chapter 2. So, the topic is of pollination. So, pollination, it is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. That is of two types, namely self pollination and cross pollination. And self pollination is further classified into autogamy and geitonogamy. Autogamy means transfer of pollen from anther to stigma of the same flower. So the flower should be bisexual. Then only there is chance of this autogamy. Auto means self. Then geitonogamy, there also transfer of pollen from anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. So here the plant may be with bisexual flower, or the plant may with unisexual flowers, that is male flower and female flowers. So self pollination is of two types, autogamy and geitonogamy. Then next one is cross pollination. It is also known as xenogamy or allogamy. So here transfer of pollen from anther of one flower of one plant to the stigma of another flower of the another plant of the same species. This is known as cross pollination. So here always an agent is required. And what are the agents? Major agents of cross pollination: wind, water, insect, then animals, birds, bats, sometimes ants can be an agent, or snails, etc. So based on that they are called different terms are there. That one will be continuing in another one video. Then what is the advantages of self pollination? Advantages of self pollination: chances of pollination are more always. Maintain purity of the race. It need not to produce a large number of pollen grains. Flowers need not to produce large showy petals. Presence of scent and nectar, etc. to attract pollination. These all are the advantages of self pollination. And what are the disadvantages? There are some disadvantages also. Disadvantages are progeny, or the progeny continuously gets weaker after every generation. So the offspring produced continuously by self pollination, so that it get weaker and weaker after every generation. And here less chances of the production of new species. So a new species cannot be produced because it is mode of pollination is of self. Okay. Then next is advantages and disadvantages of cross pollination. Advantages of cross pollination: it brings about genetic recombination and produces new varieties, that is variation is possible there. Then second point, result in healthy and stronger offsprings due to phenomenon of hybrid vigor. Then variations caused to cross pollination may result in the production of disease resistant plant. So there can be disease resistant plant can be produced. Then cross pollination results in the production of seeds in self sterile plant. That means pollen grains fail to grow on the stigma of the same flower. So it results in production of seeds in self sterile plant. Then what are the some disadvantages of cross pollination? It is not economical at all because the plant wastes a lot of energy and food material to produce adaptations like large showy flowers, scent, nectar for bringing about pollination. So it is highly not uneconomical. Then another one disadvantages: cross pollination is uncertain because an agent is always involved. it involves addition of some undesirable character. There can be addition of some undesirable character or loss of some important character, etc. And these all are the disadvantages of cross pollination. Then adaptations in flower to promote self pollination, very important. Okay, so what are the adaptations of flower to promote self pollination? First one is homogamy, that means maturation of male and female reproductive parts or sex organs at the same time. When the pollen grains mature, the same time stigma as well as the ovule the egg should be ready. Then cleistogamy. Cleistogamy is a condition in which the flowers are of always closed flowers. So if the flowers are closed, if the anthers are not exposed, so there is no chance of cross pollination. This type of cleistogamous flowers we can see in three important plants, namely oxalis, viola and commelina. And here all these three plants, they produce two types of flowers. Not only cleistogamous, that is closed type of flowers, they also produce chasmogamous flowers. That means normal flowers, open flowers. There it promote cross pollination. But we are now considering only self pollination. So here oxalis, viola and commelina, there we can see cleistogamous flowers. That means closed flowers, where the flowers are closed, so there is no chance of any cross pollination. Then another one adaptation is geocarpy. That means the flowers are sometimes formed underground, like groundnut, Arachis hypogea. There the flower is produced below, means after the pedicel elongate and bend and it go underground, etc. So some other interesting examples are also there, but in your syllabus this much is enough to learn. So now adaptations for cross pollination. What all favors cross pollination? First one is unisexuality. If the flower is unisexual, means the technical term for this one is diclining. So here the unisexual flowers may be of pistillate or staminate. Some of the examples are castor, mulberry, papaya, etc. If flowers are unisexual, only chances of cross pollination. Male and female reproductive parts are born on different flower, not on the same flower. Then dichogamy is another one adaptation, where the maturation of anther and stigma takes place at different time. If the anther mature first, then it is known as protandrous. So in protandrous condition, there is only anther is mature, there is no stigmatic region is not ready to receive, or the egg is not ready. So only chances of cross pollination. Another one flower, another one pollen grain, when it come, then only the matured egg will be there to fertilize. So examples of this type of protandrous flowers are cotton, ochra, that is a lady's finger, salvia, etc. Then protogynous flowers are there. Here the female part matures first. Egg is ready there, or the stigmatic region is receptive. For example, Mirabilis, Jalpa, custard apple, etc. are examples of this type of protogynous flowers. Then another one condition is heterostyly. Heterostyly means styles at different length. Styles are produced at a different length. For example, oxalis, evening primrose, etc. Then self-incompatibility is another one. Incompatibility is not matching. If the same pollen grains fall on the stigmatic region, it will not receive. Rejection takes place. For example, potatoes, tobacco, etc. are examples of such type of flowers we can see. So next one is pollen pistil interaction. That means how they interact together. After pollination, when the pollen grains are deposited on the stigmatic region, if the pollen grains are of same species, then it is matching. So it receives the pollen grains. If the pollen grains are of different species, then it is incompatible or it is mismatching, so that rejection takes place. So here this rejection or acceptance takes place by a long dialogue. Dialogue means not talking like you people talk in the class. It is by means of certain chemical component released from the pollen and stigma region. If both are agree, then pollen grain germinate over there, and pollen tube can grow through the style and reaches to the egg or embryo sac, already we studied, or the ovule, premature ovule. Through the micropyle, most of the time it enters through the micropyle region. They are the filiform apparatus of the synergid direct the entry of this pollen tube into the synergid first of all. Then if the pollen grain is two-celled stage, three-celled stage and all, we discussed in the dehiscence chapter, anther, maturity of anther and all, there we had learned, or male gametophyte there. You have to recall that. And then fertilization takes place. So all these events from the deposition of pollen grain on the stigmatic region to the entry of pollen tube into the egg or embryo sac, together known as pollen pistil interaction. Okay, so that is all about this topic, and next to this we will be learning the adaptations of different types of flowers, anemophilous, endomophilous, ornithophilous flowers, etc. Okay, we will be continuing with the next video. Okay, thank you. Go through this very thoroughly and get ready with your doubts afterwards when we do the interaction during that time. Okay, so bye.